Christoph, first, hi.
Hi, Stefan.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're here at Podo in London. First, tell us a little bit what you actually do here.
So Podo is quite new in London. We just started to operate the business to provide people with proper foundation. So our goal is to provide custom foot support that correct your balance, your alignment, and your posture. Because we are here in a Pilates studio, bootcamp Pilates, and people know about the core, everything, but outside of the studio, posture is essential if you want to keep on doing a good job.
Okay. And I've seen a lot of soles in Germany, but what's different to these orthopedic, these typical soles?
So basically, being specialized in chiropody and podiatry, I discovered that in London there's a huge difference between the medical orthotics and the things that we can sell off the shelf, over the counter, for like £20. So there's a huge gap in terms of product and in terms of price. So we came up with this idea to provide people with the good support on top of the cushion. Comfort is more than cushioning. What you need is the right support. Mm-hmm. So we select it, we adapt it, and we mold it onto your foot.
Okay. Sounds quite interesting. Let's try it.
Okay, let's go for it. So at first we start with an assessment, because before we answer a need, we need to understand what is this need, what kind of support you need. So I will ask you if you can take off your shoes.
Socks as well? Or?
You can take off or you can keep them actually. It's up to you.
As you want.
Okay, you can take them off actually. It's much better for the video, I'm sure. Okay. So at first I will just ask you to take a seat on this chair. Okay, excellent. It like this. At first we look at your feet. Do you have what we call a bunion, which is an indication, medical indication that leads us to not support the forefoot at all. Okay. Then we adapt the support fairly easily. You see the support, it does here. There's some line, you cut. This is the amount of support we will provide you with. Okay. So in your case, you don't have it, so we just remove it. And then we look at your foot type. We can see an arch on your foot, which is quite interesting because some people have flat feet, some have arch feet, and we will not support them the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
Then second thing, you don't do anything. I will just leave the big toe, and in your case, we can see that it's arch rise up. So it's a sign of flexibility, mobility of your foot. As it's not stiff, we can support it. So that's an interesting point for us. And then the last point, I will ask you to stand up. Then if you can balance on one foot, and bend the right knee down. Okay, excellent, stand back up. Did you see it? As soon as your foot collapses, your knee tends to roll inward like this. So you're quite young and athletic, so you have the muscles that can hold them. Okay. But what I want with your orthotics is a support able to keep your foot flat, straight, and your knee aligned with your second toe. Okay. So basically, in your case, your knee is going inward, you see, and here we've got the result. Everything is coming on the screen. We will fix the entire stabilizer, but okay. In your case, we support the entire foot, there's nothing to cut. And from here, we will start the molding. You will see in 2 minutes, it might be ready. So that's important, this insoles with 2 layers, because we blend the performance cushioning with Podo, which is a famous provider that support Podo. So we provide us a good product for good price. And Cambrel. Cambrel will reinforce the resin. You see, that's this microfiber here, to make it strong without being thicker. Okay. Because all you need in your shoes is space and comfort. So we do the 2 layers like this. And then we'll warm them up. When I warm them up like this, you will see they will become warm and moldable. So I will leave them on the footmat with your foot on top and align your knee, because I want your knee to be aligned. Okay.
Do you have to stand up?
Not yet, no, you just sit actually. So there's some adaptation here that we can do. You see, for ladies, when they're a bit light, we move that and we can go a bit narrower. So we have a specific model for ladies that we designed ourselves, because it doesn't exist in this industry, it's a specific lady. Okay. So we had to draw it and to create the mold. As you can see, it's a bit narrower on the right foot compared to the forefoot. Let's have that warmer. You can
So should I only wear it when I go for a run or every day? Or
anywhere you go, because every step you make, and it's not a matter of activity, every step you make, it's ever you are aligned, well balanced, with a good posture, and then you build a strong body, or you have a bad posture, a bad alignment, and every step you make, you will damage your body. So you don't go to run, you don't go to cycle, or you don't go to walk to damage your body. So your posture is essential, we provide you with it, and after.
So it seems like I damage my body because you need to support the whole foot.
Yeah, you need to support the foot, but from the ground up, this is Podo, so from the foot, you keep the knee aligned and the pelvis straight.
So I should feel much better afterwards.
Yes. Otherwise, we won't be here. Okay, let's put your foot on top. I will place it. Excellent. Here we go. Now you see your knee is aligned with the second toe. So we can adapt the support like this. We take our time. We prefer to do one foot at a time because both feet are different. So both insoles can look different. It's a good sign. That's the funny thing with foot problem or knee problem. Quite often you have a pain on one side that can be due to a discomfort coming from the other side, and there's a compensation.
Yeah, I often have problems with my knee when I go for a run.
Yeah.
Like the typical runner's knee.
I mean, there's this natural movement in your case because your foot tend to collapse a bit like this. It brings the knee inward. So you're asking some muscles to work more than over.
Yeah, that's what my doctor said.
So not anymore, now they will all work together. Okay, let's propose a second. And we wait a bit. So the material will cool down and they will keep the shape. So literally it's more the resin that is molded, and on top it's like a performance cushioning from Podo. So it's an open cell foam, which is just lots of cushioning. It's all you need. That's it.
So sounds interesting.
So during those 2 minutes, we tend to introduce our people to the Podo squad. So each insole has a number. Because basically when you come back, we don't have to do the entire assessment again. We receive everything on our devices, and then we can follow up with you. So our system to follow up is 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, because we want to make sure we are efficient, and we want to build this relationship with you. We are not only a product, we are relationship-centric at Podo, and basically there's a brand, there's a staff, and there's a client. But they are all together.
So actually I should come back in 3 weeks, and 3 months.
You don't need to come back because we just contact like this. I mean, this support
you
is the
only
one you need.
ask me if it's everything is.
Yeah, this support is the one you need because it's molded by your foot, so there's nothing to change on this. But we'll follow up with you to make sure you're happy with the product. So most of the time when we do events, we do this kind of smoothie or prosecco party just together with people and to create something more around the product. So the idea of Podo is to awake the awareness of the importance of good foundation. Podo it's from the ground up. With good foundation, you achieve more. And what we want is a word of mouth. So each client is an ambassador, and that's how we consider them.
And how many of these did you already do?
We did, wow, I should have checked my number.
Approximately like 100, 500, 1,000?
No, we are on the first 100 still. We have 1,000 on stock, but we literally started here at bootcamp because before we were doing a pilot on Oxford Street. So it was a great exposure for us to go on CNBC and this kind of channel. But it was literally a pilot thing, and we wanted to make sure that fitness industry was proper for us.
So now you're only on Expert 360, but
yeah, now we're quite happy here because this is the best place for us to work because we provide you with good foundation, and just downstairs with bootcamp Pilates, you just work on your core. So we do the axis and they work on the muscles. So naturally, your posture will be much better. People are aware of the foundation when they do Pilates. So that's why we like this discipline.
Okay.
It,
I should have come earlier and
tried
Pilates, but
and this one is quite special at bootcamp. I quite like it. I used to take the team here, and I think I will take one more package, to be honest. So it's a good sign. Okay, let's see. We can check this one if you want to put your foot on the side. Here we go. We check together. As you can see, there's two things. Here we cover the heel. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing underneath, because when you start to wear them, they bed in a bit more here.
Mm-hmm.
So you cradle the heel even more. And from here, you've got this arch support. So this arch support works in your shoes. Orthotics outside of the shoes has no value, but literally in your shoes, that's enough to support your foot. The most important with this method is to find the keystone of the arch to support you properly. That's why we mold. If you go to any store to get an arch for everyone, you will not have this molded onto your foot. So it can be too much at the front, too much at the back, and finally you get this kind of blister and not the proper support. Your foot keep on collapsing. So what we wanted was to be light but strong. I could show you mine. I don't know if you should do it live.
Yeah, why not?
Show you mine after 14 months. So this is the last prototype of this one. And the idea of this one is to see how long it will last. And you see after 14 months, you still have all the curves. So yeah, you don't see the logo anymore. It looks destroyed. It smells extremely good. But basically, you see, you still have your support.
Okay.
And they go in any shoes. That's one of the most important things. They are not made for your shoes, but for your foot.
Okay.
So anywhere you put your foot, you put the orthotics with it. You just remove the first sole and you replace.
I will try it when I go for a run and on the bike. And
exactly. Even on a bike, it's actually quite important on a bike. I mean, if you do some bike fitting on the side, it's always a great plus, because you've got two foundations on your bike, your feet and your bum, and many things to change as well. So it's literally a great plus, and I'm waiting for your feedback on your bike, actually.
Yeah, I'm really curious about it.
So yeah, you choose your shoes depending on your activity, but your insoles are made for you, for your alignment, your posture, your balance. They are made for you and not for your sport.
Okay.